let's talk about what happened yesterday. First and foremost, before I get into anything, I would like to open up with a prayer or with a reading, because the only thing that matters at the end of the day is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. So what happened yesterday? Number one, I went there clearly with the utmost intentions of doing what I did and getting thrown out, because in any politician's rally, speech, or anything, I mean, obviously they're not. If there's someone, whether they're protesting, whether they're heckling, it doesn't matter what they're doing. If they're just shouting in the middle of the speaker's speech, then obviously they're gonna get thrown out. They're being disruptive. So I went there with the clearest intention of literally getting thrown out, because I mean, come on, especially I'm 27 years old, and how many of us ever in our lifetimes can ever say that we saw a president literally in person, like we saw him face to face? Like, it may not have been a one-on-one, him in front of me, me in front of him type of situation, but at the end of the day, that's still the commander-in-chief. So not many of us ever have the opportunity to get to that point in the first place, let alone, on top of that, also heckling and voicing your opinion, whether it's positive, negative, doesn't matter. Either way, how many of us can ever say we did that? So when I found out that Trump was coming to Myrtle Beach, and on top of that, the tickets were free, my wife immediately wanted to jump on it and for us to go, and that was my plan from the get-go. So that's number one. By the time we got there, we were waiting in line outside the convention center, outside the venue. It was really hot. And mind you, this is the funny part, because when you also see the footage after I start heckling Trump, you see all these people like kind of like a pack of hyenas or something, like start pointing at me, yelling at me and everything. But when we first got there, it was pretty crazy, because we were being very friendly, very cordial, having pretty lovely conversations with a lot of the people there. I didn't feel any negativity towards any of the people there for the most part. They were all very nice people. Even at one point, my wife and I were going to the end of the line so that we could pass out waters to people, because remember, this is a MAGA Trump rally, so you got to expect there to be nothing but, if not almost all, boomers there. So a ton of old people. It's 90 degrees outside, barely any coverage from the sun. There was barely any trees or anything there. You're just there on an asphalt parking lot, like in line waiting. And they had misters on the side of the lines where the barriers were, but it wasn't really, it didn't do anything. Plus, you had to be at the edge, so whatever. So my wife and I, we were literally handing out waters to people, you know, trying to help out as much as we can, just because we were the only ones who were under 40 years old in that line, like within like 30 people, like in our vicinity. We were like the only ones who were under like 35 or 40. It was pretty crazy. So we were handing out waters to everybody. We go inside, everything's fine. So by the time we end up getting inside, it was maybe around 4-ish, 3:30-ish, something along those lines. So and then we had to wait for several speakers to go up, including, I forgot her, Darlene Graham, who is Lindsey Graham's sister who's running. Clear nepotism, but anyway, that's besides the point. So we had to wait for several speakers to finish their speeches, and then Trump was coming up. So it was, I want to say 7 o'clock. He was actually like on time. He showed up at 7 on the dot. By the time he got there, energy was high. Everybody was yelling. Everybody was standing up. Nobody was sitting down for like the first few minutes. Nobody was sitting down. So the entire time, I was pretty damn nervous. Like I was really nervous because I kind of knew what was gonna happen, and honestly, I was fully anticipating getting arrested that day. Well, that day. I was fully anticipating getting arrested yesterday. Regardless of for what, just honestly, just knowing how these things go, I was honestly expecting to be arrested. Didn't happen. Thank God it didn't happen. And you'll see what happened in the footage. But either way, I was really nervous, kind of expecting the worst. Expecting people to lay their hands on me, hit me, maybe spit at me, and then get arrested on top of that. Just anything bad that could happen would happen. That's kind of what I was expecting. So I was really nervous for that, and my phone was getting really low on percentage. I had my glasses with me, so I was able to get POV footage, but I wanted to make sure my wife was recording everything from a different perspective so you can actually see me. And the main purpose of that, it wasn't for clout, it wasn't for notoriety or anything like that. It was literally in case they arrested me, so that when we take it to court, we could just tell them, or we could show them clearly I wasn't doing anything crazy, I wasn't saying anything nefarious, I was just speaking my mind, and then they put me in handcuffs. That was kind of the whole purpose. That's why I had my wife recording in the first place. Speaking of which, my wife is also the best. She was totally down for all the bullshit, and with her being as sassy as she is, it kind of added to it, which made it a lot better. She truly is my rock. I'm really grateful for my wife. Anyway, it's about, I want to say 10 minutes into his speech, and I'm just kind of like nervous, like just kind of trying to amp myself up, like, come on, motherfucker, come on. Because again, I was expecting the worst. So I knew at that point, once I did what I did, there's no turning back, there's no return at that point. So I was really trying to amp myself up, like, come on, motherfucker, come on. Say what you gotta say. This is your one opportunity to say it, so do it. And then my wife leans in and leans over to me and tells me that my phone's on 4%. So it's her way of kind of telling me either put up or shut up, which that lit the fire under my ass. And right after she said that, maybe a minute after she said that, I started heckling Trump.
Neutral commentator for a change. I like neutral.
You were supposed to drain the swamp. You sold us out to Jews in Israel. You sold us out. You sold us out. You sold us out. No. You sold us out.
My exact words were, you were supposed to drain the swamp. You sold us out to the Jews and Israel. Those were the only words I got out. I wanted to say a lot more, but my voice kind of got drowned out by the rest of the crowd, in case you couldn't tell. But I don't think I could be any more clear than just literally that. You were supposed to drain the swamp, but you sold us out to Israel and the Jews. That's all I said. I didn't threaten the president. I didn't curse at the president. I didn't flip off the president. I didn't do any of this. None of that. At the very most, I think I might have like raised my fist in the air or something like that. But that was at the very most what I did at that exact moment. So, and I'm only pointing this out because I've seen already since the rally yesterday, like literally not even when my wife and I left the parking lot, like while we were in the car about to drive out of the lot, my father-in-law sent her a link to an article about me, about that happening. Already. So, and I've already been seeing a few articles. Number one, posting up AI goy-slop photos of me that aren't real. Because again, I never flipped off the president. So if you ever see any pictures of me in this shirt flipping somebody off, then just know it's AI. Because you clearly see in the footage that I have here, I didn't do any of that. That's number one. Number two, they're also saying how I flipped off the president, or saying how I threatened the president, which I did neither of. So I just want to make that clear from the jump. And as soon as everybody started looking at me, screaming, some people, I heard liberal, I heard you piece of shit, I heard sit down. I was hearing a lot of things, boo, USA, several things. They were all just parading insults at me. But it was honestly the best, it was one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. It was really, really exhilarating. Rage baiting people like that in public, it was it was honestly kind of amazing. I'm not even gonna lie.
You sold us out! First Amendment! Let's go. Let's go. Christ is King! Christ is King! Christ is King! Christ is King!
I might do this a little more often. but it was really exciting, and then I just wanted to say what I had to say, and then just be respectful and cordial from there. So there was no need for anybody to physically throw me out, push me out, or anything like that. Just tell me I need to leave, no problem. I got up and left. We were escorted out. As we were escorted out, we were taken to the front of the entrance of the venue, where the line basically ended at, where all the metal detectors are. They took my identification. My wife didn't have hers, so she gave them her information. And then after all of that, they formally criminally trespassed me from the convention center, so I could never go back there ever again. Which, hey, no big deal to me. I couldn't care less. I never go to that venue. And then after that, that was well. First off, after they criminally trespassed me, that was when one of the officers also tried getting my phone number, which, again, I'm all for being respectful, being cooperative, and you know, following the officer's commands and everything, because they're doing their job, and you gotta do your part to, just make it's easier on everybody if you're just cooperative, obviously. But at the same time, that's also why it's important to know your damn rights, because once the female officer started asking for my phone number, you see in the footage, I refused.
Address?
Yep, current.
Okay. And then can
Both
you
of
get
ours.
a phone number for both of you?
I'd rather not.
So it's just for our system for us to update. That's all.
For what though? You don't need my. This is just for trespass, so you don't need my phone number for that.
That's fine. You have the right to refuse. I'm just asking.
Okay, yeah, no, I refuse.
Because there's no point in that. I wasn't comfortable giving that information out, and they couldn't do anything as a result of me not giving them that information. So fuck them. And then after that, they said, okay. Oh, one other thing too. Isn't it so funny when you're in the right and you have the right to refuse giving an officer something, and you can see the look on all the cops' faces when I say no, I refuse. They all looked at me like with the face of, like, I don't know, horror, or they were shocked, or it was really funny just looking back at it. Anyway, right after that, that was when Secret Service approached me, and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so and so from the Secret Service," and he literally looks at me and goes, "So what does your shirt mean?" And like I didn't expect to be questioned by the Secret Service, but at the same time, it wasn't something that I thought was like out of the question. I just didn't see. It wasn't an expectation of mine, but it wasn't something that was so out of nowhere. especially since I saw, as we were being escorted out, I saw men with navy blue suits also following behind, and they look a lot different than the rest of the officers who are in their regular Class B uniforms. So, so the Secret Service agent approaches me and says, what does the shirt say, or what does the shirt mean? And I just said, it says what it says. I'm just practicing my First Amendment speech.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. Stephen Williams, Secret Service. Nice to meet you. So I wanted to ask you, what does your shirt mean?
That exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it's just freedom of speech, brother.
Okay.
I'm just practicing my First Amendment.
Okay. Does that mean something more than what I see right here?
It means, I mean, you can't interpret it any other way, my man. It's just a shirt that says what it says.
Okay. All right. Do you mind? Can I see you guys' IDs real quick? I apologize.
I don't have my ID. It's in the car.
Okay. Gotcha. Can I see
But
your
we
ID?
just gave them all our.
I'd rather not. I just gave it to them, so there's no point.
Okay. Well, I'll get it from there.
Okay.
You guys live around here, Myrtle Beach?
We're
Sure.
local.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good one.
You guys take care.
Have a safe night.
Have a safe night.
You have to pick your words extremely carefully. If you pay attention to how he was speaking to me and everything and waiting for my response and my answers, notice it seemed like he was kind of fishing. And I didn't repeat what my shirt said. I didn't say it out loud. I just said it says what it says, and there's no way you can interpret it any other way. And it's just protected speech. That's it. From this point forward, I know that I'm on, if I wasn't on a watch list already, then I 100% am on one now. And I honestly could not think of a higher honor than to be on a federal watch list. Maybe if I was actually targeted by like the IDF or Mossad or something, then I think that'd be a pretty badass or a pretty bigger honor in my opinion. But either way, I couldn't think of a better, a bigger honor, or could it be more humbling than to be on a federal watch list? So I'm glad. So I hope if you're watching this and if you're on the watch list too, then I hope our names are touching together on the list. So that's what happened there. And again, my whole intention was to go over there, exercise my First Amendment, and leave. I honestly just wanted to go there, say what I had to say, and go home. I was like, it's because of how hot it was outside and everything. I didn't want to fucking be there all day. Mind you, I was there all day because I had to wait for this fat fuck Trump to come on stage to start talking so I could do my. So literally, I had no intention other than just talking my shit and leaving. I had no intention of going viral, no intention of notoriety, no intention of people knowing who I am or anything like that. I don't want people knowing who the hell I am. If anything, it was overwhelming seeing how viral it got because I hate that. I don't want people knowing who the fuck I am. I want to be isolated. I don't want anybody to know me. I want to be left alone. So, because I've also been seeing a ton of comments of people saying that I'm just looking for my 15 minutes of fame and everything, which I couldn't give less of a fuck about in the first place because, again, I just wanted to say what I wanted to say, and the most important thing to me, besides Jesus Christ himself, is your rights, or my rights. And if you don't use your rights, you're gonna lose them. Because if you haven't noticed where our country's been heading, the direction it's been going in, we've been losing more and more of our rights slowly over several decades. And it's only been getting worse since then. And if anything, I feel like the loss of our rights is only sped up in my lifetime. So, use your rights or lose them, man. There's no other way to put it. And fuck the fact that you're an American. It's not about being an American. Fuck this flag. It's not about that. It's your God-given right. You have a voice. Nobody can ever take your voice away from you. So, if you have something to say, then you better speak the fuck up and say it because your God-given right, because that's your God-given right. He gave you the tools and the power to voice an opinion, and how many things change just from somebody saying something? You know what I mean? So always exercise your rights regardless, and if anybody ever tries to stop you, then that's what the Second Amendment is for. So literally, you can't expect God to do all the work. Whether you're a Christian, I don't care what you are, but no matter what, you can't expect God to sit here and do all the work for you while you sit here and doom and gloom over boo-hoo, my government sucks, and boo-hoo, my life sucks. No, you can't expect God to do all the work. So use your rights, because you will lose them. Eventually, you definitely will, especially if you don't use them. So 100%, stand up for what you believe in, voice your opinion, and exercise your rights. Take advantage of the rights that were given to us, no matter what. Nobody could ever take that away from you.